on the Wado Radio Show.
Yes, it's DJ Wado. It's the Wado Radio Show. It's more than music. It's ministry, man. And we have a friend of the show on the line, man. Good brother from the city of brotherly love. But he's currently residing in the ATL, man. Eshon Burgundy is on the line. Eshon, what's up, homie?
Salute. What's up, beloved?
Man, not much, man. Just, waiting for this Passover record to drop, brother.
Yeah. Yo, man, let me say this real quick. You just said an intro. You said he's from Philly, currently resides in ATL.
Don't tell me you about to move again.
Nah. I just think it's funny that every time I have a one-on-one with you at one of these talks, I'm in a different city.
That's true.
The first one was Jacksonville. The next one, I think it might have been Texas, or it was New Jersey.
Yep.
And Atlanta, man.
So you wasn't in Texas long enough for us to do an interview. That's what happened.
That's right. Right. I didn't try in Texas.
Man, it's a beautiful thing though, man. The fact that you've been able to see all these different places, and not just, a lot of us, we get to travel, as a result of what we do, which is appreciated, but you're never in one spot long. You've been able to live in these different places at least long enough to kind of get a feel for the fabric of the city and how things move and all that, man.
Yeah. It's been interesting, man.
Yeah, but I know for you, it's no place like home.
Oh man, it's really not, man. I had my moments when I was like, man, I'll never live in Philly again.
Yeah.
It's because I felt like it was, to me, at one point in my life, it felt like going backwards.
Mm.
Even though I love the city with all my heart, and I'll forever rep Philadelphia. That's where everything started for me, from music to my relationship with the Father, everything. So, but I've been in a place recently, man, where I'm like, I think I could live back home, man.
I got you.
I'm not saying I'm moving. I'm not saying I'm going back or anything.
Yeah.
Because my wife loves Atlanta.
Yeah.
But I'm not opposed to that idea as much as I was before, man. But I'm ready to just leave it in the Lord's hands, man. It's whatever He wants.
Man.
That's kind of the whole thing, though. Praying through it all.
Yeah, I know how you feel, because for a long time I felt the same way about Howard University going back for homecoming.
Yeah.
And I love Howard. Like, man, I hope my kids go to Howard. I'm not gonna force them, but I love it. And part of it is just some of the stuff that I got into when I was there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to be reminded of some of that, or tempted, in many ways, to go back into some of them spaces, man. So I definitely feel you, bro. So a lot has changed for you since the last time we did one of these, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You were a part of Humble Beast. Obviously, you've kind of moved on from that situation. You got a clothing line, get ready to come out, and obviously this album. And, man, you got your movement popping off with your artists and all of that stuff too, man. Just talk us through some of that stuff, bro.
Yeah, man. You're right, bro. It is a lot going on right now. And it's a lot different from our last conversation. Definitely grateful, man, and blessed to be in a position that I'm in. I don't take it for granted at all, man. I'm always, humbled by the things that the Lord chooses to do in my life and with my life, and it's amazing, man. I've always wanted to do a clothing line. In fact, I've actually backed away from opportunities to do just like a T-shirt here, a T-shirt there, for the sake of wanting to do an entire line. Like wanting to do serious and not just a T-shirt. So I've done the T-shirt thing here and there, but I've never, had continuous merch available, like on my website or anything. because I just always had this inward passion, desire to just have a clothing line since I was a little kid. You know what I'm saying? So recently I was approached by a brother who's just a supporter of the music for years, and he came and just was like, we want to do something for you. You know what I'm saying? We want to bless you and work with you on a clothing line of your own. And I'm like, man, wow. That's what was crazy about it is I never really shared that with anybody. You know what I'm saying? But these brothers had been in prayer about how they could work with me and what they could bring to the table. And, just so happened that's part of their expertise. And when they approached me with it, I was just, I was like, wow, Lord, only you knew that I had this desire to do this thing. You know what I'm saying? So for you to send these brothers to bring some assistance and to help make this a reality at this time in my life, and I was just, and I still am, just thankful. You know what I mean? That the Lord orchestrate that and allow that to happen. So yeah, that's where I'm at with the clothing, man, and just able to kind of tie it in with the new album and the theme. For the new album, I think it all fits. And the new name too. Because we be Salvation Army Music Group.
Yep.
For you, where we actually got some wise advice and was like, think we might need to step away from that. Just kind of go in our own direction and not be under the Salvation Army banner. Even though I still love that Salvation Army move, I think, just because of, the way Salvation Army started, how it was like this real grassroots organization that was about presenting the gospel to people on a ground level, you know what I'm saying, real organically. And now, no diss to the Salvation Army, because I don't even know what all they're doing in the communities now, but I know it's just different from where it started. So I kind of wanted to pick up where they left off for the urban areas, you know what I'm saying, and just kind of do that. I mean, we still will do that under Infantry, but just the Salvation Army, that just, that was just something close to my heart, man. I've been holding on to that for like 6 years.
But it almost feels like the Infantry is almost like the next level from Salvation Army. You know what I'm saying? Like it almost feels like a progression. And to be 100 with you, I didn't even think about all of that when I started seeing you like rolling this out. You know what I mean? It was just like, oh, this is like the next, like the next move of that movement.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's good.
Yeah, you've been shouting Salvation Army for like forever, since I've known you, really. You know what I mean? But I didn't even it didn't even hit me like, oh man, this is over. It was almost like this is like the next phase of it. That's what it felt like.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely the truth. That's what it is.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
That's good, man. That's good. How did you settle on that name though?
It's something I hadn't already been saying. And kind of thinking through. Not necessarily to change Salvation Army. I mean, that was in the back of my mind. How will we, change? Because it was in my gut, and my partner, Jeremiah. It was on both of us. It kind of like, maybe we need to do something. My wife was, she had been saying something for years, kind of put it in my ear, like, you might want to change that. So in the back of my mind, it was kind of there. So I had, probably not necessarily willfully just thinking of a different name, but kind of, having just things run through my mind and kind of considering those things here and there. And Infantry was one of them. And when I considered what the Infantry was, in the military, the infantry is like the foot soldiers, you know what I'm saying? The people that's running out there, taking care of business, you know what I'm saying? So it's like really that it is an extension and almost a graduation from the Salvation Army, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So we had just been kind of, thinking through what we should call it, within the last few months. And the Infantry just kind of came up with, okay, let's go with Infantry. let's just go with that. And I, share that with Jeremiah. He was good with that. And so, okay, let's just stick to that. You know what I mean? We just kind of stuck with it. And then when we were doing the branding for it, you know what I'm saying, my brother came up with the NFTRY, you know what I'm saying, as almost like the logo for it. Yeah, I kind of feel that, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this feels like what we do, what we're about, you know what I mean? So we just ran with it from that point on, bro. Started seeing it on the clothes, you know what I mean? Like, we put it on the clothes first. So I started putting it on the clothes, and I was like, oh, man, this kind of looked like something, you know what I mean? This look official.
It feel right.
It feel right, you know what I mean? So we just ran with it.
Yeah, that's good. This title for the project, the Passover, man. Man, just break that concept down for people who may not even be familiar with even just the Christian term Passover.
Yeah. Well, the Passover is loosely based on three things, and I say loosely because I don't. It's not like an exhaustive study on the Passover when you listen to this record. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, every song is just like picking apart that concept or that idea. I say loosely based because this was my inspiration as I was writing this album. And so it's three different things. It's the Passover that happened in Egypt, with the children of Israel coming out of Egypt with Moses. And it's also based on loosely based on Christ being the Passover lamb for us. And also me feeling like my life has been passed over, like the Lord has passed over my life because of the circumstance that I was in. Not only did he save me, not only, even though we could stop there at salvation, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the way I grew up, my environment, it wasn't necessarily, conducive to, a positive outcome. You know what I mean? Like, everybody from my neighborhood growing up wasn't going on to have productive lives after they left the projects. You know what I'm saying? It was like more of, and I said this in a little interview, like it was more of a dead end than an outlet. You know what I mean? The way I grew up. So looking around and seeing people lose their lives and see people go to jail, see people just get caught up in just the tragedies of urban living, I feel like, wow, the Lord passed me over and spared me. You know what I mean? The three words I'm running with, for this album and with Infantry period is chosen, spared, and delivered. So I feel like he chose me, he spared my life, and delivered me out of that circumstance for his glory. You know what I'm saying?
That's good, bro. That's one of the things, man, that I always appreciate about you, bro, is that like your music is so Christ centered, but it's gully, it's hood, it's street, and it's dope. You know what I mean? But it doesn't compromise on both ends of that, man. And man, just hearing how much thought even that you put in a title for the project, man, it's just like it's encouraging and refreshing, bro.
Wow. Thank you, brother. And we not hearing that from you means a lot because we talk outside of this music thing. Like, we talk about real life stuff all the time, you and me. So I know at a deeper level, you know what I'm saying? And so to hear you say those things, that's like getting support from family. Like, you did something well when your family come pat you on the back and say, yo, it's like strangers, you know what I'm saying? They already look at you like, oh yeah, that's so good. They'll celebrate you. But family, when people know kind of like your business, they're not really, apt to support you and to cheer you on. So to have you, you can kind of like my family, to have you cheer me on and support me, that means a lot, bro. 'Cause you know the ins and outs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, man, the reality is, bro, like, I told you this, just when we talk, bro, like, even when things are difficult, you feel me, like things are difficult and you're unsure about how things are going to go, man, when God's got something for you and he's called you to do something, man, you just got to persevere and do it, bro. And I feel like everything that's happening with you right now, from this album to this clothing line to this movement, this infantry, is like a culmination of that, bro. Because you were, I mean, listen, bro, if we just keep it 100, you were in a space with a very established kind of situation with Humble Beast, and you moved on from the situation, and it's like boom, you almost feel like you're back to ground zero. But the reality is, bro, God has something for you, and you're starting to see the fruits of that right now, man.
Yep. Amen. Yeah, I agree with that totally. I agree. I agree, man. I think it's just, at the end of the day, it's about us accepting that. You know what I'm saying? That our ways of attaining
Yeah.
aren't necessarily, the best way. The Bible says there's a way that seems right to man, but in the end it leads to death. You know what I mean? Like, that's just real talk. Like, we have made up in our minds these ways that we're going to achieve these things that we want to do, these desires that we have. And sometimes we jump the gun and get ahead of the Lord and try to do our own thing and fall on our face. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful to be at a place where I know he's heavily involved and he's orchestrating things now. Like, man, bro, I can't tell you how good that feels.
Yeah.
To not be in the driver's seat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like how you feel like when you go somewhere, they give you the royal treatment, and they give you a chauffeur, they give you a driver, somebody drives you around, make sure you eat, make sure you're taken care of, and that feels good. And that's how I feel right now. I feel like the Lord is taking care of things, man. And I'm just,
Yeah, I do want to ask you this, because we never really got a chance, I think, on air to discuss this. And I remember, man, I think I first found out about you and Humble Beast. I think you were telling me you guys were talking at this time when we was all at Legacy, and you guys were shooting the Changed Hearts video for Braille.
yeah.
And I remember when you told me, I had never really thought of you signing with them. But then when I thought about it, I was like, man, this makes perfect sense. Like, these guys got the same mission. I felt like there was probably in both ways you guys would be able to help one another. And then obviously, man, you guys kind of decided to part ways, man. Just kind of looking back on that situation, do you feel like, it worked out the best way it could, or do you feel like, man, it just didn't work out?
Yeah, I think it just didn't work out. Honestly, I mean, ultimately, everything's all good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, everything will progress and move on. Hopefully in whatever the Lord has us doing. And I think, I don't know too much about what they're doing now, but I would assume that they are doing that. And myself as well. So I mean, ultimately, it's all good. But yeah, it just didn't work. I think you really have to be clear in the beginning when you initiate something with somebody. I mean, when a group of individuals come together and make a decision about partnering to do a specific thing, I think that thing has to be clear. You know what I'm saying? And I'll definitely take my portion and my role in that. You know what I mean? And saying that things just weren't clear. Things weren't made clear in the beginning. You know what I mean? On both ends, and it was like got to a point where both parties are kind of expecting something from the other that wasn't never discussed or never talked or never agreed on, So trying to meet expectations that you're not aware of is always difficult. You know what I'm saying? It's nearly impossible. And so yeah, man,
That's tough, man.
Yeah, yeah.
That's tough. But I think the one thing that I think as being around this Christian rap scene has taught me in the past few years is that sometimes even when things don't necessarily work out in a case like that, it doesn't mean that there has to be beef and drama and animosity.
Yeah.
Whereas, when stuff like this happens in the world, man, dudes is making diss records and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But that's good, man. That's good, brother.
Yeah. We were able to work things out, cordially and respectfully,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, we were able to work things out cordially and respectfully, man. Definitely got a lot of respect for them dudes and what they do.
Yeah.
And we'll always champion their movement. It's a great movement and great music. And I think at the end of the day, their hearts are, for the kingdom of God. And I salute that.
Man, at the end of the day, that's what matters, right?
Absolutely.
That is what matters, bro. So let me ask you this, bro. One of the things that I loved about this project was, and I'm on the project for those of y'all that don't know, but I felt like one of the things that I always look at, and I think I'm like a lot of fans, man, you look at the features, who else is going to be on this mug? And you look at the track listing, the titles of the songs, the features, all that stuff. And man, I felt like, this was one of those projects, bro, where it was like each feature really made sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, it made sense to have the Saga on Bless Your Name. It made sense to have Jeremiah on The Great Exchange and Pray and, those records. Like, it just made sense, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, that means a lot to hear you say that, man. Because that's always, whenever you're going to making a record, you don't never feel like you're done. You always feel like you could do more.
Yeah.
You could have did something different. So it's always like touchy, like, man, I don't know. You know what I mean? You kind of just got to go with your gut and just move forward. So to hear you kind of co-sign that, like that's encouraging. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'm starting to work on music myself, so I'm going through this process, but a lot of times people don't understand the thought that goes into a lot of these features, man, because it's like usually there's something, a perspective, a sound, or something that you believe a particular artist can give a project that you may not be able to give yourself, or it just may be better if they gave it, for whatever reason, man. And I felt like this was one. I mean, you always do a good job with your features, though. Even the Fear of God, like the features on that were great. You never do a bad job with them, but it just like these just made sense, bro.
Yeah. Trying, man. As I meet people and hear different people, just kind of try to feel out where does that fit on the Eshon Burgundy record. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
does it fit? And for instance, the record with the Saga. We had talked about doing a record because we did a record for my man Chris, who's a part of Infantry.
Right.
Salute to Chris. He dropped a record. We did a song on there together, me, him, and the Saga, called "I Ain't Who I Was."
Yep.
So
yeah, I've been playing that joint.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sure. So it came out good. The record was good. And when I was in New York, shot the video for it, and me and Saga kind of, just talking like, yo, we need to make we need to make something happen. So it was like, it was from that point, it was like kind of waiting until we just find the right record. You know what I mean? Waiting to say, let's just get on anything. It was like, when I get that right record, I'm hitting. And when I heard that, when I heard the track, you know what I'm saying, when Jay Roden sent me the track, and I started messing with the lyrics for it and the hook and everything, I said, I see Saga all on this right. And I have never even heard Saga on a record like that. You know what I'm saying? I heard a few of his songs. I just felt like he could really execute it well and really meet the vibe. You know what I'm saying? And he did that.
Yeah, he killed it. He killed it. Yeah, he killed that joint, bro. He straight bodied it. I was surprised Chris wasn't on the project though.
Yeah. That I really just go with the vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I really just go with the vibe, man. And we definitely got some infantry stuff in the works planned for hopefully next year. So expect to hear something from us really soon, all together.
Oh, yeah, like a compilation album, maybe.
Yeah, maybe something thought out and played well. Hopefully.
Yeah, that's dope. That's real dope, bro. Man, I've never I know we're like kind of in this political season right now. It's like you got the elections and all of that stuff coming up, man. And man, I've never even talked to you about this even on a personal level. Just your thoughts in terms of the political climate right now, because it's like it feels like this is like the most tense presidential election I've ever seen, because you got half the country hates Donald Trump, half the country hates Hillary Clinton, and people unsure about what to do with Bernie Sanders right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
It's like a weird space, bro. And man, I'm just wondering, like, just when you sit and look at this thing and where things are headed or where they could be headed, man, just how you feel about it.
Man, I don't really have too much to say about anything political. I try to keep my mouth shut.
It might be smart, bro.
Yeah, I don't have no comment on the specifics, but I do think if things successfully go the way they seem to be heading, man, I'm just rushing to Revelations, trying to figure out where we are. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for the prophecy in it all, and I just want to look for God in it all, man. Just to see what's going on, because everything that seemed like a bad thing ain't necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It might appear that way, it may seem that way, but that doesn't mean that the country's gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? Because a certain person gets elected. It doesn't mean. I mean, could that happen? Yeah. Is it likely? I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? But I know the answers are in heaven. So I'm trying to seek the Lord through it all, man. Like I try not to have,
Yeah.
But, that's just me. I just don't, because I had a lot of things in my life seem like they were terrible things like it was going to be a disaster, and it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I had a whole lot of things happen that seemed like it was going to be, just terrible, but it wasn't. So I don't know. And then there's been a lot of things that look like it was the best route. Oh, this is good. Then it don't turn out to be that either. So, man,
that's good, bro. Man, you just what you said just reminded me of a scripture, Romans 13. It said, "Let everyone be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has established. The authorities that exist have been established by God."
Absolutely.
And man, the thing is, bro, it's like, what you said was so powerful, because I don't know how many people really pray about, man, who should I vote for, Lord? Who do you want in office?
Yeah, yeah,
It's all our
yeah.
personal feelings, right? It's
Yep,
like,
yep, yep. Yeah, our personal feelings and our own reasoning and
yeah,
what we think. And I mean, at the end of the day, who's really in control? Like, we
yeah,
know who's in control.
yeah,
And I said it in the record, man, and the record that's featuring the saga. I said, God is your God. You're searching for a president to replace his throne, or you're searching for a president to take his office, something like that. But that's the real that's the real, man. Like we put all our faith and our hope in these people, and it's like, man, no, God is in control. He's in charge. Whatever He says goes.
mm,
If these things are allowed on the earth, these things are happening. Ultimately, He's in control. We have to trust Him through whatever it is and whatever it seems like. Whether we agree with it or whether we don't. I'm not saying we shouldn't pray against things. I think we should, but ultimately, our trust has to lie in Him and not a person.
that's good. That's good, bro. I mean, that's it right there, bro. That's it right there. I think it's one thing I've always thought was interesting is how, for the most part, and this isn't, it's not straight down the board, but for the most part, Black Christians vote Democrat, white Christians vote Republican, and I'm just like, why we ain't never been able to find no common ground? You know what I mean?
Right, right, right. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Two different type of interests, man. Two different type of interests.
Yep. 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 That's so good, bro. Well, man, Eshon, bro, it looks like I usually ask people what's next on the plate, but it's like you got the clothing line. You talking about maybe this compilation? Are you gonna be doing some tour dates and stuff coming up too, huh?
Yeah, hopefully. Yep. Plan to do some tours this summer, man. It's the first for me. Being out there kind of like by myself or kind of heading on my own tour. That's the first for me. So I'm excited to try this out and get a chance to get out there and get with the people, look the people in the face, And that's always good, man. Get a chance to hear testimonies and talk with people personally, to see how the music affect them. So
Heck yeah, bro. That's one of the joys of doing this, bro. You know what I mean? Getting to experience all that stuff, bro.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, Eshon, bro, the new record, I guess by the time everybody hears this, it will be out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Passover is out right now. So, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's right. When they hear it now, it'll be out right now.
It'll be out. You know what I mean? It'll be out. We talking like it's dropping, but yeah, man. When they listen, by the time everybody that's listening to this right now, they could go to iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, all them places, man, and get that joint. And hold up though, you got some special pre-orders on the Infantry website too with the clothing and all that, like packages.
Yep. Yep. We had a few people order packages, man. Those things are going out, man, and I'm excited to see people wearing the clothes, man. You know what I'm saying? People are excited. We ran a what do you call it? A giveaway too for the clothing. So people who bought certain packages had a chance to win a pair of I call them blood red fours. Blood red Jordan 4s, the blood of the lamb. You know what I'm saying? For to represent the Passover. So we got 4 people that won those, man. So,
Man, see, I should have got in this joint, bro.
yeah, bro, you should have, man.
I should have got in it. I should have got it, man. But hey, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good, bro. It's all good, man. Well, Eshon, man, I appreciate you so much, my brother. And man, happy for everything this new season of life for you. In Atlanta and the infantry, the clothing, all of that stuff, man. It's I told you before a while, man. I felt like you should have a clothing line, bro, because you got a unique style, man.
Yep. And I've become like the poster boy for every clothing line out there,
bruh. Yo, you done sold. You done made a lot of people some money, bro.
Yeah, right. I said, man, I'm wearing everybody's clothes but my own, man.
Yeah. That's your heart, though. You know what I mean? Like that's the flip side of that is, man. That's part of building the kingdom.
Absolutely. Being a part of other people's vision, man. It has definitely been a good ride.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of clever people out there, man, that got like a lot of dope, artistic, clever clothing brands, man, that have their own ways of shining light on the gospel and pointing out the Lord's goodness, man. So it's been an honor and a privilege to kind of help rep those things, man, and see that the world sees those things. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's been good. It's been good.
That's good, man. So the new website is the Infantry. So you may want to spell that out for everybody, for the people that may not have gone there. Yeah.
Yep. It's theinfantry.com, and it's the THE Infantry NFTRY .com.
That's it,
so,
man.
Yeah, check us. Be visiting that. That's pretty much the hub for everything Eshon Burgundy and the Infantry. Everybody that's a part of it. That's going to be our hub, our go-to place. All the information, downloads, music, clothing, everything, tours, information, all of that stuff is going to be available there. So,
hey, hold up though. I didn't know Jay Johnson was in the infantry, bro.
Oh, you ain't know Jay Johnson?
I didn't know, bro. I didn't know, man.
Oh yeah, JJ. Yeah,
man, bro.
JJ cooking right now too.
He cooking, huh?
He cooking, man.
I be seeing some of his comments on social media. I'm like, yo, this brother still got a lot to say, man.
He do. He really does. He really does. So we're trying to, get it right so we can present it in a way that's you know what I'm saying, that people can really feel and see the vision. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
What he has to say and his perspective on things, man. Gifted writer, man. Gifted writer, man. Always been a shining star in this thing. So, to have him a part of the team is it's really good, man. We're excited to see what comes of it.
Man, real talk, Jay was like one of the first people that I met in this scene. Like, people that I like heard their music and liked it. He was like the first Christian rapper that I really, really liked. Like, I had this Rock Soul compilation. And he was on it. Corey Red was on it. Cross Movement was on it. Truth was on it. I think R. Swift was on it. And I just remember, like, man, I want to hear more of this Jay Johnson dude. You know what I mean? And then when I met him, that was like, I don't even know if I ever told him this story. But when I met him, it was like the biggest thing in the world, man.
Oh yeah,
yeah, bro, yeah.
Oh wow, I gotta tell you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Tell Jay I said what up. I haven't talked to Jay. It's been a long time, man. It's been a while.
Definitely. I'll let him know.
Yeah,
I'll let.
But man, that's good money, man. Well, Sean, man, man, we'll definitely get it in, bro, and man, let us know about them tour dates, man. We get people out to them shows, bro.
Yes, sir. Hopefully you can make it out.
Hey, I'll be down, brother.
Hopefully I get my money right and can afford the book DJ Wade.
There you go, man.
For this Passover tour, But yeah, I mean that's definitely something I will let us see happen, bro. So I'm gonna keep in the loop with that.
Man, let me know, bro. I'll be down to hit the road with you, brother.
Indeed. Likewise.
Word.
On the Wade Radio Show. On the Wade Radio. On the Wade Radio Show, where it's much more than music, it's ministry.